really want to know about IIC a bit more.
Good to hear from you, Payal. Welcome to college. What about others? Aarti, Aditi, Ishwarya, Anamika.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Nishu.
I am Nishu Vishwakarma from Food Technology Department.
Wow, that's great.
Thank you. And experience in college was excellent. The teachers which who teaches us are very frank, very well in teaching the concepts. So it's very nice to join this college. And our seniors are also very helpful in all terms. Like if we want to know anything about society or teachers or assignments, they are very helpful. It's very nice to be joined this college.
Good to hear from you, Nishu. Seniors keep the tarif. But yeah, you are really right, like about the faculty and all thing. Happy like you are here and you are liking the college.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so we have 46 participants with us right now, and only two have spoken till now. What about others?
Hello everyone, I'm Aishwarya. I'm from Instrumentation Department. And my experience throughout these few my experience was really very nice throughout these days.
Hello Dee, I am Anamika Mehta from Statistic Department, first year.
Hi.
Online classes are going on. It's good, but I am waiting for the offline classes.
We all are waiting since long.
Yeah,
It's been like 1.5 years.
It's now we are the only batch that has attended offline college at least for one semester.
Yeah, just one semester, guys. And we have our juniors also who haven't attended the college till now, and they are waiting. Okay, I think it's 51. It's 4:30, so we can start. And then after the session, we'll be having your queries and everything. So be ready, guys. Okay. Hello, and a very warm welcome to all of you. Welcome all the juniors who all are present here, and hope to see you all soon in the offline meets and everything. So we'll be starting with the orientation session 21 for all of you. So Disha, you can skip the slide. Okay, so talking about IIC. So IIC is basically Institutions Innovation Council. So it has been established in our college in 2018. It's basically an initiative taken by the Ministry of Education to foster the culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, startups within the college premises, so that if it's something or faculty if so like have a knack to do something innovative, something creative, then they can have that support from the college itself, which IIC of course provides to the students. So this is there, like it has been established by the Ministry of Innovation Cell to systematically foster the culture of innovation amongst all HEIs. So the primary mandate of MIC is to encourage, inspire, and nurture young students, of course, like us and like you all, our juniors, by supporting them to work with new ideas, transform them into prototypes, like in real. Like right now, we would be having some idea, like we'll do this, that, but in order to execute it, IIC is there to help you out. while MIC has envisioned encouraging creative.
Excuse me.
I'm very sorry, guys. There was some network issues, which of course happens in the online mode. Now, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Anamika. So, a network of these IICs is established to promote innovation in the institutions through multitudinous modes. Like we basically organize webinars, sessions, panel discussions, then business hackathons, case study competitions, then of course some activities related to personal development of the student, so that they can have a plethora of opportunities within a single society. So we also have a lot of things apart from related to innovation only. Like we have our internship team, IPR team. IPR is basically intellectual property rights. Then functions of IIC, talking about this. So we are here to conduct various innovation and entrepreneurship related activities. So quoting a few which we had done till now within this session, like in a span of 6 months. So we had an IPR series wherein we had a reel and two informative posts and an IPR competition. Apart from it, a panel discussion on the initiative taken by HEIs for the by the MOE, and then Brainiac, and then Uran Fest. So now talking about organizing periodic workshops, seminars, interactions with entrepreneurs. So this session, like today also, we have a session with our sir. So basically, this session is also Nischal Kapadia. So this session is also organized for this purpose only, so that you guys can know like what actually entrepreneurship and innovation is, and what career opportunities it can provide you. So these type of sessions are being organized by IIC. Then network with peers and national entrepreneurship development organizations. So as I have already told you that this is an initiative taken by the ministry. So we have a sort of like four type of activities, like some activities which are directly assigned to us by the ministry itself, and we need to perform it. Then we have self-driven activities like these sessions and some sort of activities which we want for our students to go ahead with. So these comes under the self-driven activities. Then we have celebration activities like National Innovation Day, National Entrepreneurship Day. These days and are coming and going, so we organize events related to these. Okay, then creating a innovation portal to highlight innovative projects carried out by institutions, faculty, and students. So we basically innovate things like our student team members, whatever ideas they have, we try to execute them. So in the last session, five startups, or you can say five ideas, have been finalized from our side for the National Innovation Contest 2020. And before that, in 2019, 14 startup ideas have been sent by us to the ministry. Then organizing hackathons, idea competitions, mini challenges with the involvement of industry leaders. So this also we have organized. We'll be showing you the video of all the events which we have organized till now, so that you can have a night what actually IIC do here. And that's it. Next slide, Disha. So this is the same which I told you, like IIC have been established in our organization in 2018. And here we are here to help the students to foster the culture of innovation, entrepreneurship, and startups. So accordingly, the activities took place. in spite of these activities, we have personal development activities. Like recently, we had case discussion, then case study discussion, group discussion, interactive sessions with the students, and then a lot of activities in our pocket. And hope like you have gone through our Insta handles and social media handles. So you must have known about our IIC Dora also, like what it have, like you'd never know what can come out from the pocket of IIC Dora to help you out in your innovation and growth. So our primary mandate is to create, to have activities related to information and make all people corporate ready. So for that, we also have like internship opportunities, which we provide to students. And then Udan Fest, like the first virtual internship fair has been organized in the last session itself. Next, Disha. Vishaka, you would like to take over?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So activities at IIC. I just Khushbu has already briefed you about that, but I just want to tell you about them in detail. So MIC driven activities are the activities which are given to us by the Ministry of Education itself, Ministry's Innovation Cell, and these activities have to be done, and we get score according to our performance in these activities. So here are the scores written. 1.67 is our score for MIC activities. Next is calendar activities. So according to IIC, the calendar has been divided into 4 quarters. And IICs in different higher education institutes can earn up to 25 marks in each quarter. And minimum 6 activities are required per category. Categories are divided. Categories according we do activities. And student participation is obviously necessary. Then after calendar activities, we have our self-driven activities. And self-driven activities are the ones that we organize competitions, hackathons, and webinars. And after self-driven activities, we have additional activities which include celebration activities. Suppose National Innovation Day. Khushbu has already told you about that. And these sessions, I must tell you, they are so insightful. Like last month only, we had with ourselves Mohit Verma. Do anyone of you know Mohit Verma? He is the CEO, co-founder of. He's a founder of Step Up Student, and he gave us such an insightful session. I am personally from biomedical sciences. I'm pursuing biomedical sciences. So after I joined IIC, I learned that innovation is not only important to students who are from commerce background, but also very much important to students who are from science background. And it adds essence in anything you do. And so these activities are so insightful and so informative, and they give us a skill. We acquire a skill, and in today's world, your skills matter much more than your degree. And so these, for enhancing our skill, for nurturing the culture of innovation, we have these activities. So here are these. Next, please. Okay, so IIC of
Okay, about IIC contest, National Innovation Contest, I have already discussed this with you. Like last time, 16 ideas have been sent from our side, and 5 have been nominated in the session 2020. And in 2019, 14 ideas have been sent by the student members of our society. And of course, within the college, like whoever is doing something related to innovation, some startup, or want to have their own venture, so we just try to tap all of them, and if they need any help in from our side, so we provide them the help. Next, Disha. So IIC is a bit different from other societies, other student-run societies. So because here we, apart from the student council, we also have a hierarchy in the faculty as well. So we have with us Dr. Ranjana Singh as the president of IIC, then Dr. Dimpy Handa, vice president. We have Dr. Lakshmi Sareen as the Innovation Coordinator, Ms. Prabhajot Kaur as IPR Coordinator, Mr. Twinkle Sachin as Startup Coordinator, Dr. Komal as Internship Coordinator, Dr. Nupur Gosan as Social Media Coordinator. Then we have two members, Ms. Juhi Jham and Ms. Rableen Kaur Rao. So these are all the faculty members who would be teaching you like in your subjects and your courses, but they are also the part of IIC and they are holding positions here as well. So this makes it a bit different. So now we have the core team as a student council. So I am here as the president of IIC. Then we have Vishakha as vice president, Shivani as the treasurer, then Disha, editor, Rishika Varma as PR and research head. So these are basically the two teams. And then Muskan Gupta, internship coordinator, Utsav Rani as innovation coordinator, then Sneha Vashisht as social media coordinator, Diya Goswami as startup coordinator, and Anisha Khatri, IPR coordinator. So from these council positions, you must be knowing like what actually are the teams here. Now the heads will be taking it up and letting you know like what actually their team work, and so that you guys can wisely decide when after the launch of recruitment form, like to which team you want to go in.
So, okay, good evening everyone. Myself Diya Goswami. I am a startup coordinator. So, I'll give you a brief about what startup team will be doing. So, we at the startup team would be working together to explore startups all around us, not just inside our college. As IIC mainly focus on innovations and startups, so we will be the main lead for grabbing opportunities to collaborate with the startups, working and learning the corporate world with them. Also, we will be promoting the same in our college so that everyone will get the golden chance to explore themselves. This is all we're doing in the startup team. Thank you.
You can change the slide, please.
Okay, guys, so they have told you about the startup team. So basically, this team is to promote startups. Now, Muskan will take up for internships.
I think she has some network issue. Rishika can go. Rishika?
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Rishka Verma and I am research head and PR head at ISC. So basically, let me tell you this PR team and research team are two separate teams. So let me tell you first about PR team. At PR team, we basically collaborate with societies of other colleges, IICs of other colleges, and various funds for IIC through sponsorship campaigns and company sponsorships. And at research team, we basically do the research part for ISC. We research for the like keynote speaker and the competition which is held by these institutions like IIM, IIT Bombay. So basically, these all are related to innovation.
Hello everyone, I'm Anisha, the IPR coordinator at IIC, and my team basically works on spreading awareness about IPR, through seminars, workshops, and webinars. And basically we basically teach young minds about the importance of IPR in business, research, and everyday life. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm Utsav Rani and I'm the innovation coordinator. So the main role of innovation team is to focus on to promote startups and the success stories of those other students who get inspired from us in order to nurture innovation in our college. We will be organizing many seminars and various competition related to innovation. Thank you. Okay, we have Sneha as the social media coordinator. I think her mic is not working. So we have her brief in the chat box. So I'm just reading it out. I'm Sneha Vashesh, social media coordinator in IIC. Our team role involves creating posts, posters, and PPTs for the events. We are also responsible for the certificates to be given to the speakers and winners of the events. Basically, social media team work is to handle the social media pages, like through which only like our society will be represented, and creating, of course, a photo bank of all the activities which are happening within this society, and letting it reach to the people who are a part of IIC, and of course to the whole, like who are also not a part of IIC, through of course our social media handles and collaborations too. Mukti, we don't have a placement team. We have internship team. Muskan, are you here?
Yeah, I was just waiting for Utsav to say. So, sorry, I can't switch on my mic. I have a really bad connection out here. And I'm Muskan. I'll be handling the internship team, and my main responsibility involves contacting companies and startups and HRs with the purpose of getting internships for a college. And through like we already have through IIC. So here in this team, you will be like learning how to contact companies, forming networks with companies, and most importantly, you will be also improving your own LinkedIn network, and that's really important because your personal LinkedIn network helps you getting in a lot of placements and all in later on when you're in your third years and all stuff like that. So if you have any doubt, you can contact me regarding the internship team. Thank you.
So, guys, here we are done with the introduction of all the teams which we have. So, we have internship team, startup team, social media team, innovation team, IPR team, and apart from it, we also have the content team and the research and PR team. So, research PR team is basically, which Rishika told, the work is to look for speakers through LinkedIn. I hope like you guys must be knowing about LinkedIn till now. Otherwise, you'll get to know about it while getting into the society, because we will be focusing upon this thing. Like you'll be able to build your professional network through LinkedIn. And apart from it, in the PR team, you will be handling the collaborations which will be having with the other college societies and other IICs as well. Then we have innovation team, basically organizing activities, programs related to innovation. Then startup team, we also have a startup questionnaire which have been floated October, wherein we are looking to tap startups within the college premises and of course apart from college premises. Then social media team, which I told you earlier, like to handle the social media pages. Then internship team, Muskan told you, like we will be looking for the internship so that you will be corporate ready, and of course for your thing only, so that you are able to enhance your personality. So we also recently had these sessions related to internships, basically the case study session and GD session, which is now a most important thing while you will be applying for the internships and placements after your college. So we will be training you for that purpose also, because we have in-house sessions, and then we get you the mentoring from outside the world, like through corporate mentors too. Then IPR team for the awareness of IPR. So I hope like you all are clear about the roles and responsibilities being in the individual teams which we had in IIC. Any doubts, anything you want to ask about IIC, so you guys can go ahead. Till then, we will be rolling up a video. Guys, I hope you like the video, because it's basically a whole gist like what actually we have done till now in ISC. So now we are open for your questions. Whatever you have, you can just ask us, because at 5 p.m. sharp, we will be having the session with Nischal Kapadia. So that session is also, of course, organized specially for you all. So that I think this will be the first webinar you guys will be attending while entering the college life. So now you can just ask your questions. You can unmute yourselves too, or let us know about you guys. Guys, no doubt.
Okay, I hope if you don't have any doubts, I hope you all have purely understood the concept of IIC and the roles and responsibilities of the team, and you have an idea how interesting it's going to be. Now we have a question here, and I will read out the question for you, Kushbudi. How can we join IIC? Is there any interview or something?
Of course, we would be having, we will be launching our recruitment form right now, actually, because we were thinking to share it with you at 5 p.m. sharp. So, therein, we would be having first round, as in like the form filling round. So, you just have to fill the recruitment form, and the second will be the personal interview round. So, we will be shortlisting the students and calling them for the personal interview. Yes, this is the most important question. Actually, I was waiting for this. Thanks, Khushbu Ranga, for asking this question. Has been a policy which has been, passed by our college. Like a student can be a part in only two societies. So it's applicable for freshers also. You can just join two societies only. So this is the thing. So you can just be a part of two societies. So just think about it like a wiser way, like whatever activity is good for you, you can just go ahead with it. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, Purnima. Ma'am, you have raised the hand. Do you have any question or something? Okay, I think it's by mistake.
Khushbu, Bache, I think there are two IDs. Probably somebody else is logged in from the same.
Okay, ma'am.
Maybe
Ma'am, you can also introduce yourselves to our juniors.
you've already done that. I am Nupur only, and I am the social media coordinator for now. So, welcome, girls. I think it's good that your seniors are introducing you towards the society. If you have any interest, you can join here. And if any questions, definitely they're there to answer. We're also here if you need to discuss anything with us. We can take care of those questions and we can answer them. So, welcome, and we're really looking forward to having you all on board.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, guys, any more questions? So it's 5-1 already. So our speaker will be joining us in a while. He would be joining, of course. So till then, if you guys want to introduce yourselves, you can go ahead.
Uh, our speaker is here in the meeting. He has joined already.
Khushbu, I think our speaker has also joined. He's already in the meet.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Khushbu.
Guys, we'll take your questions after the session. Will be over like at 6. So till then, we have our speaker with us, Mr. Nischal Kapadia. So he would be taking over. So Disha, you can start presenting.
Greetings to all. Before beginning with the session, please make a note of rules and instructions which are to be followed throughout the webinar. You can switch on your videos, but kindly keep yourself on mute at all times. please try to log in through your laptop so as to get a better visual experience. The forum will be open for questions and answers later, so kindly post your queries in the chat box only.
Very good evening to one and all present here. I'm Priti Yadav on the behalf of Institution Innovation Council of Shahid Rajguru College of Applied Sciences for Women, University of Delhi, would like to extend my profound and earnest welcome to Mr. Nischal Kapadia, the speaker for today's webinar. I would also like to extend a wholehearted welcome to our estimated principal, ma'am, Dr. Payal Mago, and the president of IIC, Dr. Ranjana Singh. I would also like to extend our sincere and heartfelt welcome to all the knowledgeable teachers and all the thoughtful and attentive audience present here. We are truly humbled beyond measure for such an overwhelming response.
Entrepreneurship means creativity and the ability to use innovative ideas to make a difference in your community by addressing a need or creating a socially conscious business. It is a way of life, a revolutionary way of enhancing your manner of critical thinking. And to give you an insight of this life, IIC SRCSW is here for a webinar on entrepreneurship and innovation as career opportunity.
We are glad to have Mr. Nischal Kapadia as the speaker for today's session. Sir is an IIMC alumni. He was the part of CEO's office at Edelweiss Asset Management and the compromises of the alternatives and mutual fund businesses. He is an angel investor and startup mentor of change Niti Aayog here. He was a guest faculty leadership speaker at the top management institute like Curtin University, Canada, IIMT, Sydenham, Willinker, and Symbiosis Hansraj College, Goa Institute of Management. We would now like to welcome Mr. Nischal Kapadia, who will enlighten us about the taking entrepreneurship and innovation as a career opportunity. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Is my video and audio on? I cannot switch on my video somehow.
Sir,
you are audible.
Okay, but I'm not able to switch on my video.
Yeah, sir, we can see you.
Yeah. It's getting deactivated by itself, the video. Is there something we can do with that?
So you can just try to rejoin the meet.
I will do that, sure. Okay, so the video is getting switched off by itself again. What I will do is, if you can fix it, it'll be great. Else I can start presenting in the meanwhile.
I think, sir, you'll have to allow your laptop to access Google Meet camera.
It does. I have been using it quite often. Don't know why it's not. Yeah, I just checked in my settings. It's allowed.
Okay, so what we can do is you can start the webinar, and meanwhile, yeah, between the session, if you are able to, you can switch on your video then.
Sure.
Then it's okay.
Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. So that's how technology works for all of us. So thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me here, and I'm also glad that the principal is also in this session, and and I'm really glad that all of the people have invited me. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to speak a little about innovation and entrepreneurship and how they go hand in hand. And by the end of the session, I hope you people get charged enough and triggered enough in your mind that you people also walk this path sooner rather than later. Yeah. What I will suggest is let's keep this uh, extremely interactive. Wherever you have a question, you have a doubt, feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to clear your doubts because that's what we are here for. Uh, you don't ask questions, it's your loss, right? So just give me a second. I'm just presenting my screen again. Okay, great. So how many of us understand what is innovation? Anyone who wants to kind of give it a shot? What is innovation?
Something which has never happened earlier.
That is invention. What is innovation?
Coming up with newer solutions to older problems, I guess.
Excellent. Excellent. Now let me test all of you guys in terms of understanding innovation. Okay, I'll show you some pictures and you have to tell me what the today of these things look like. Okay. Any ideas? What does the today of this look like?
TV.
Okay. Anything else?
CD drive.
Pen drive.
Okay.
Spotify.
DVD player.
Spotify is somewhere close to that. How about this?
OTT platforms.
Yes. Yes. OTT platforms, Netflix, etc. This is what a video CD or video cassette looks like today. Now some more such questions. What does the today of this look like?
LED.
Okay. Some more ideas?
iPhone.
Okay. Okay. And what if I say this? What you said is not wrong, is absolutely right. And so is this, right? How many of you have ever even done this? Anyone?
So
No.
I have.
Email.
I have.
Okay, that's excellent. You're a little old, I guess.
No, sir. I'm
Okay.
20 only.
So you're lucky to do this. And how does the today of this look like?
Email.
Email.
Gmail.
Absolutely. Right? Have you guys seen something like this? This used to be called as a library,
Yes.
right? And the today of this?
Google.
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 Google
Google.
Meet.
Yeah.
Audible.
Something like this?
Wikipedia.
Right. Though Wikipedia is no more an authentic source of information. But yeah, just to show what innovation means, this seems to be okay. Right. This one?
Printing text.
Yeah. A typewriter, right? What is it?
Typewriter.
Yeah. What does the today of this look like? A simple
Yeah, a scanner.
yeah, a simple software. Yeah. And finally, I'm sure some of you have kind of held this in your hands. There used to be different, photo albums for everything from you being a kid to, parents getting married, etc. And how does the today of this look like?
Gallery.
Google
Gallery.
Photos. Photos.
Google Drive.
Gallery.
Drive.
Right. There was something used to be, these things used to kind of, go across the country where every relative of yours used to stay and they used to see these albums, And how does it happen now?
On phones.
Like this?
By social media.
Absolutely. And surprise, surprise. Now Facebook also is almost past and we have Instagram and multiple other such
Instagram.
applications, right? So friends, this is what innovation is. It's a way of looking at things in a very different reality. in a very different today, right? So innovation is not something that you invent. It can be, it can be, but the fact is, the way you look at things that exist today, they may not remain the same tomorrow, because the tomorrow's reality is changing, tomorrow's needs are changing, tomorrow's requirements are changing. And when that happens, one has to move towards a reality which is different. And for that, you need to really, really look at things in a very different way, right? Because tomorrow, the world might be totally technology driven. It might be totally, completely else, something else, that will drive the world. And so innovation is important. And for those who understand this innovation and can convert it into a business, the unicorns are a smaller word for them. So that's where we are getting towards. The world is changing. And now we move towards understanding what is innovation coupled with business. Any questions, doubts so far? Any ideas that has triggered your mind? Please feel free to share. Anyone? No worries. So I'll move forward. Some of the examples that I felt I'll share with you, and some being local, some being global also, right? We all had, so Vada Pav is more of a Mumbai thing because I stay in Mumbai, right? And there is a chain called a Jumbo Vada Pav. Okay, it's a chain of Vada Pavs. And they have like 5 to 8 different kinds of Vada Pav. So what is happening here? A simple local food, Vada Pav, is getting converted into innovative product, and they are creating a business out of it. And how? By creating a chain of Vada Pav stalls or Vada Pav hotels. Same happened a few years ago or few decades ago with McDonald's, and the same happened with our own Kali Pili taxis that we always had, and now we have Ubers. Now, does that mean the taxi doesn't exist? It does exist. But isn't Uber a preferred choice for all of us? That too is the reality, right? So this is what innovation is all about. And when you start thinking of innovation coupled with business, that's where a large business is formed and created. So if you see how McDonald's functions, it is the same burger across the globe, packaged in the same way. The taste remains the same, the ingredients remain the same, and it gets transferred across the globe. Now that's called building a business out of innovation. Uber, a single app which is used, say, which starts getting used in New York, and once it understands how a taxi business functions, the same innovation gets replicated across the globe, and it moves towards each and every possible large city that it can access, right? So that's what innovation does when it gets coupled with business. Any thoughts, any ideas? Anyone has any ideas similar to this? Feel free to share.
So Zomato.
Of course, absolutely. Zomato starts. I hope you know how the story of Zomato started. It just started by giving some, ratings and idea about where a restaurant is and how good the restaurant is. But when they realized that this is a huge opportunity, not just to give ratings and idea about how the restaurant is, but to also deliver food, that's where it took to a different level altogether. And today it's a $1 billion company, right? It was innovation which moved into a business platform. Today we see what it is. Today we don't even think of ordering food without a Zomato or a Swiggy, right? So that's what innovation and business can do to what we
Sir,
do
may
today.
I add something?
Absolutely, please.
Sir, even within McDonald's, when they came to India, it was a very new concept, a burger, but they came up with Indian flavors and they reduced the price to just 25 rupees. So I think that can also be an example of innovation because now in our heads, McDonald's is synonymous with the Mekalu Tikki burger. So
Absolutely. That's very well said. And that is innovation at the commercial level as well, right? That you give someone the kind of food they want. Okay, aloo tikki is a purely Indian thing, right? So they gave us what we wanted as Indians, and they gave it to us at a cost which we could afford, right? And that's how they penetrated totally into our society and our mindset. And today it's, as you rightly said, it's Mekalu Tiki for everyone. right? So that's innovation at multiple level, not only the food, not only the business model, but also how they could localize the entire product, which was always known as an offshore product or a foreign product to us, right? Guys, I'm a little handicapped here because I cannot see anyone and I can't even switch on my video. So bear with me for that. Uh, Feel free to ask or just step in and speak because I actually can't see you people. So feel free to come in and speak. Yeah. Now, I thought of sharing some mantras of innovation with all of you so that it just starts, triggering your mind into the direction that innovation can lead you to. There are some mantras that I felt are very core to anyone thinking of innovation or business. And when you can kind of, start building yourself on that or thinking in this direction, it can truly, truly help you to look at things in a very different perspective, which are for today or they are for tomorrow. Because finally, everything that is for today has already been built. So finally, what you will build or what you will think of will be for the tomorrow of all of us. And that's where success for business lies, right? So some of the mantras that I thought of, and I'll love to hear what you think of on each of these mantras. Yeah. The first mantra, okay, and this comes purely from how the world is moving towards. Okay, the world that we saw earlier, or maybe even a century ago, was all about money. It was all about me, myself, and the wealth I could create. But the world today is changing dramatically, right? And so, if you're looking at innovation, think of it not purely from the money that you will make out of it, but the meaning that you will provide to the society. And what are the best examples that you have for that? A Google, a YouTube. They completely democratized the content industry that we ever had. They do not charge the largest of the consumers for any information they give you. There are different ways in which they make money, but they do not at all charge uh, you and me for consuming that service, right? So think about this. Is there a way in which you can democratize something which today is kind of heavily charged, but tomorrow can be free for everyone, and there are different ways of making money? Any thoughts, any ideas? Feel free to come in. I cannot see you, so I'm not able to kind of acknowledge anyone if you have any thoughts.
So even Facebook and Instagram will also be considered under this
That's
category,
right.
right?
That's right. So if you see this, this is also a deep business model. That you are actually not taking money from your consumer. You are actually taking money from someone else altogether who wants to see a consumer wants to see their consumers on your platform, right? All of these people, YouTube, Google, etc. They all get money from, say, one of the ways of making money is advertising, right? That they get from various people. Now the advertiser's consumer is watching a YouTube, while YouTube takes no money from the person who is watching it, but takes money from the advertiser, right? So this is a business model that has got created. But how did it get created? Because the founders of YouTube and Google felt, let us give this opportunity to people so that they could see whatever they want to see, they could access whatever information they want to access. And that's where they created a business model. They totally democratized the information or content industry, right? So try to think of this, that can you do something which actually allows people to get free access to something, and this is just one way of doing things. A lot of people try to do a lot of things, but I believe in this mantra, with the deepest of my alignments to this, is that try, whenever you're building something, try to keep it extremely simple for yourself and for your audience. If anyone knows FedEx, it's a courier service which is present across the globe, and you know what it says? It says peace of mind. It's so simple that once you have delivered through FedEx, it is their job to deliver whatever you are supposed to deliver, right? And when you look at it inside, when you internalize it as an employee of FedEx, what does that mean? It just says it's the responsibility of the employee of FedEx to deliver the product wherever and whenever it is supposed to be done, right? So try to keep it extremely simple, but that just says everything that you are trying to build here. Any thoughts? Now, innovation, as we have seen in some of the examples when I started off, you know, it's a lot about perspective, right? One is to just see an incremental shift in what things are or what people are doing. And second is to see a tectonic shift in the way things happen. Innovation that is just bringing in incremental changes is good, is a process, but can it take you to a tectonic shift is what you have to think of. A lot of us kind of, and when people say that I have an idea but somebody will copy it, always remember this. If somebody is copying you, at best someone can do what with that idea is to do an incremental change to it. But you are someone who has created that idea or who has created that thought. You are someone who is capable of bringing a tectonic shift to things because you understand things in much deeper way, right? So think about this. When we started off in terms of the communication part, there was a telephone, then came a pager. I don't even know if you people have even heard about what a pager is, right? It was a small device which used to only transmit messages to people who were holding that device. But in no time it died, and then we had mobile phones, right? Today, the mobile phone has replaced a telephone, it has replaced a pager, it has replaced our computers to a great extent. It has somehow just held on, the watches have somehow, were held on to it. Else, the mobile phone is good enough of a time machine also. So that's called a tectonic shift that, innovation can bring in. Can you bring in something like that? Think about it, right? Especially during
Notebook
the
to iPad.
Oh yes, so many organizations or education institutions are now moving towards iPads. It has become almost a new reality for all of us that this is how education can function. Yeah. Any such examples? Any such ideas?
So books to Kindle.
Yes, a beautiful example, right? See
Sir,
what
even the
these.
digital.
Smartwatches.
Oh yes, smartwatches literally capture everything that's happening in your body and what you're doing throughout the day. Someone was saying something else also.
Yeah, yes, sir. I was saying that entire digitalization of education after the pandemic.
Yes. See, education was always felt that it has to be right in front of the teacher, in front of the school, in front of the college. But today things are changing so significantly. And I honestly, with the deepest of my respects to all the college institutions, the teachers, the principals, I have so much of gratitude for them that, see, for students, it is easy to adapt because we are all brought up in a generation where phones or iPads are a routine, right? But for teachers and the management staff of schools and colleges, it was so difficult. And believe me, they adapted to it so well. It's very difficult for someone who has not used these devices earlier to use these devices and still teach the students the way they used to teach earlier. It's so difficult. And I remember around March 2020, it was in a matter of just 5 days that the number I roughly recollect is 4.2 billion people shifted from physical education to online education. Imagine the kind of shift that happened in our living memory just a year ago. And all the credit, honestly, all the credit goes to the teaching staff, the teachers, and the school managements who took it in their stride and made sure that no student suffered because of this shift. You know, nobody realized this, but this is the reality, right? So see how things are changing right in front of us, and there are people who are shifting it and who are adopting it right in front of us, right? Now, when we talk about innovation, people think it's kind of doing something new, and those fancy words like disruption, etc., right? But it's not. For me, innovation honestly is going deeper into what we were already doing and understanding what is the final outcome that is required, right? And what it does is it just makes the process complete. It is empowering for people who are using that innovation and also makes it elegant, right? Just take the example of Zoom or Google Meet for this for matter of fact. Today I can speak to you sitting in Mumbai, right? You people sitting wherever you are at your homes or different cities, etc. But we are still able to communicate as well as we could say if it would have been a physical session, right? It's a complete platform of Google Meet, right? The same thing which is communicating from one place to the other is getting done, and it's so elegant, except for one glitch where I cannot switch off my video, right? So if you see deeper into any problem statement, you realize that there are different and innovative ways of solving that problem. And same is the case with taxis. There is a time where you had to run behind taxis to get a taxi. Today you sit at your home or sit in your office and simply click a button and the taxi is right in front of your door. A completely elegant solution, and somebody who has once used Uber will not or will always want to prefer a Uber over going to a normal taxi. Right? That's what innovation does. But when you think deep about the problem as to how you can solve it, any thoughts, any experiences?
The Google Map,
Yes, such a beautiful example.
it's also helped us to find out the place if I don't know anywhere.
Absolutely. It helps you find out the place. It helps you know how long will it take for you to reach there, which places have got heavy traffic, and so many different things, right? See, it just makes you think that if we go deeper into things, if we go deeper into any problem, there is so much to solve. There are so many problems to be solved. You just need to first understand what the real problem is, and then you are on your way to solve it.
Sir,
Yeah,
another example can be grocers because it was not hard for us to get groceries earlier also, but at the ease of our own place, they deliver things. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Just think of it. Your mom and pop store right next to you. It was never a problem, right? Most of us never even felt it was a problem. But today we prefer grocers or a big basket over going down and taking something from the mom and pop store, right? That's just innovation, pure innovation.
So sites like Amazon and Flipkart.
Yes, yes. These two platforms have somehow made us spend so much, right? Even if we don't want things, we just kind of keep looking at it and start buying things, right? But that's how it is. When you realize that the depth of any shopping is that you have a need and you have a desire. If you can get it right at your doorstep, why do you want to go out? Right? That's how innovation works. Okay, now this is a method for many of you who would like to innovate. You know, do you know how long it took for the first flight to fly, or how long did it fly? No, it just took 12 seconds. It just flew for 12 seconds. And today we go from here to America, the other side of the world. So anyone and everyone who thinks they want to innovate, who thinks they want to do something, but don't exactly know what's going to happen or how it's going to kind of turn out, don't worry. Start doing it. See the mobile phones that are there on the right side of my, at least on my screen. See the computers, right? How were they when they started off? And see where we are today. So anyone who thinks that innovation or creativity is their way of doing things, just go ahead, do it. It may take some time, it may take years for you to do it, but once you start, you are on the way and you will definitely bring out the best product As I said, Zomato, right? It was, what was it? It was not a delivery platform. It was a platform which kind of just told you how the restaurant is. It just gave some ratings to it, right? It allowed you, who was experiencing that food, to comment on what food you had. That was day one of Zomato. And today, where is Zomato? Today, Zomato is the platform which actually delivers foods, and they have tie-ups with some such restaurants which only deliver foods. They don't have a physical restaurant. See how innovation is changing even the hotel industry. There are hotels which do not exist. There are purely black kitchens, as they say, right? That you just have a kitchen. You don't have uh, a sitting area for your restaurant, and you are still delivering food across your city. Could you ever imagine that a restaurant doesn't even have a sitting area, doesn't even have a board outside, and still sells food? We couldn't even imagine that, right? But today that exists. Why? Because there was someone who innovated a Zomato, someone who innovated a Swiggy, and that helped the restaurant industry to innovate itself. Right? So just start off, and you will end up creating something beautiful. Any thoughts? Any ideas?
So, can NFTs be an example of this? Like we used to
It
have
can.
physical paintings, and now there are digital paintings that are being sold online, and there is digital land as well for investment
Absolutely.
purposes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So all of these things, as you rightly said, they existed in a physical form. They are now slowly moving towards a digital form. So a lot of people will have positive views or negative views about it. But if you are an innovator, what you will say is, let's see where this goes. Even with digital currency or cryptocurrency, if you are an innovator, you will not really want to pass a judgment if it is good or bad, but just observe how things are shaping up and see how it can serve well to the society. Right? If not Bitcoin, I hope you understand the difference between a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, or the blockchain technology, right? Blockchain is a technology which helps something like a Bitcoin get created, right? So if Bitcoin doesn't work, say in India, the blockchain technology, which is a very secure way of kind of doing anything, that can be used in multiple other, multiple other industries, especially the financial industry, where it is all about money. It's all about security, right? So when you see various things developing, one can either sit and give judgment around it, or one can observe and see how it is adding value to the society, what good can be used, and what bad can be left out. So you're right. NFT something is in the process of changing a lot of things we have been observing earlier. Anything else? Any ideas? Now, a lot of times, I've also heard. So I interact with a lot of startups who are into, the innovation space, and what I kind of hear from them is, will my product get, the attraction or the adoption that I expect it to be? And a single statement that I give them is, you are not God, nor am I. Why don't you just do it? Why don't you let the consumer decide whether they want it or they don't, right? If you are doing something new, give it to the world. Let the consumer decide whether it works for them or no. Examples: calligraphy that was introduced by Apple. The first time something which was not a digital language being given to the audience to type and kind of experiment with a different way it was written. Right? People loved it. A mouse. Nobody would have thought that something like a mouse would help us navigate in a computer. People loved it. Right? So every time you think or you are hesitant of whether something will work or no, don't decide yourself. Give it to the audience, give it to the consumers. Let them decide whether it works for them or no. There might be times it may not work, but that's okay. I don't know if you people know the story of YouTube. When YouTube started, it was a dating website which had an option of uploading your video. The website or the dating website collapsed. It did not. The audience did not like it because there was already a lot of competition in that space that time. But the founders of YouTube realized that the video option, people loved it. People loved to add their videos on an online platform, and that's where YouTube was born. Now, what does that say? That when you give your product or your innovation to the consumers, they will tell you what they like. It might either be the complete product or it might just be a feature that they love. That's how innovation works, and you have to be open to that. You have to be open to the feedback that you get from your consumers, right? And this is something which is unique, polarize people. If you are going to satisfy, now these are very classic examples. Forget Netflix, forget Apple. Just think of something like a Amazon, or even think of something like a Reliance Fresh, which it started some time back. There are a lot of people on streets saying that this will kill the entire mom and pop store industry. It will kill all the kirana stores, etc. Right? So people actually got polarized. They felt that this is going to be a disaster. But today we are 10 years after we have, say, Amazon in India, 10 years after a Reliance retail that we have in India. Nobody has got killed. Rather, there has been a lot of efficiency that has come in the system. Right? So there might be times that you are doing something innovative, which somehow may not sound to be satisfying a lot of people. But that's okay. That is innovation. You will know it, that whether it works for people or it doesn't work for people. Right? As I said again earlier, let your consumers tell you whether what you're doing is right. Does it matter to them, or does it doesn't matter to them? Right? So don't bother if it polarizes people, or if it rather polarizes people. In a way, it is good. At least you'll get some attention when you're building something. Yeah.
Sir, a very basic example of
Sure.
this could be that when computers and digitization was introduced in the banking sector, there were many old people. So they took VRS and they were very reluctant towards technology. But now we can't even imagine banks without computers. So.
Beautiful example. In fact, let me add to this. When I was in school, we had a chapter in our Hindi syllabus which says that computers will kill, the entire job industry. I still remember that chapter, not in detail, but I still remember that there was a chapter which actually said that computers will kill the job industry. And in today's time, which is the industry which is giving the maximum jobs to people? It is the IT industry, right?
IT and consulting.
Absolutely. So that's how the world has changed, and that's how at times things get polarized. But as I said, as we move forward, we will know. Why be God? Good example. Thank you so much. Now, another mantra, something which is kind of flowing from earlier, right? Keep walking, keep innovating. You see all these examples. Say for a Reliance Industries, it started as an oil company, then it came into retail, then it is right now India's leading telecom operator. You know, look for Google. It was a search engine only. Then it had a Gmail. Now it has operating system. You see iPhones 1, 2, 3, and they have reached 13 now, right? And they keep on adding 13 X, Y, Z, everything to that, right? You look at a normal Honda car or any car for a matter of fact, a Jazz for a smaller segment, a City for a little premium segment, an Accord for a premium segment. Now, what is this? And when you have understood the need of people, make sure that you are giving them options. Make sure you are innovating further with different options. You know, because innovation is not the end. It's not a movie that comes with an end after 3 hours. Innovation is a journey. It just doesn't end. You have to innovate every day. You have to come out with something which doesn't exist for tomorrow. Your current success has nothing to do with what will happen tomorrow. So if you are an innovator, if you think innovation is the way of your life, you have to be on that journey 24/7. Keep looking at bettering yourself. Keep looking at bettering your products or services that you're offering. That's how this journey goes. Now, why innovation and entrepreneurship is so important? Why can't we just do what we are doing? Do we really need to be innovators? Is it mandatory at all? No, right? We can do normal basic stuff and still survive. But if you want to be that star there, if you want to be something unique, then innovation helps you to short circuit that way. Why? Because innovation helps you to take yourself to places which others haven't explored yet, and that's why you will be considered of great uniqueness and of great value because others are not capable of doing what you are able to do. Again, it's not about competition. It's about what value you bring to your customers, what value you bring to your organization if you're working, what value you bring to your surrounding, right? If you want to be that star, innovation is one of the best ways to kind of be that one because there is very little competition when things are getting innovative, right? Now, before I come to the next section of what I will just say, when we are on this journey, we see a lot of people around us and we kind of get excited by them. A lot. So if you see the startup space today, there are a lot of unicorns that have come up, and that's why all other startups kind of feel, oh, we are not a unicorn, we are not a unicorn, we haven't got enough funding and all. My suggestion: do what you're doing and keep at it. Don't get awed by all of these things, right? Because there's something which is for the media, there's something that is for you. And so always think about this slide. Just see at some of those things which are kind of in red. In 1800s, it was believed that rail travel at high speed is not possible because the passengers would not be able to breathe and they would die. This is what very intelligent set of people were talking about rail travel, right? And this was not long ago. It was only 1800. Look at the television. Some people believe that television won't last. Why? Because people would soon get bored of it, looking at a wooden box 24/7. Look at what happened in 1977. There is no reason for any individual to have a computer in his home. And what happens today? All of us have at least 2 to 3 computer devices, a mobile, a laptop, an iPad at our places, right? Just look at what's happening in the world. That all the intelligent people keep saying something. Obviously, they're saying with their understanding of things. There is no disrespect to anyone. But not all of us can see the future, but we can create the future, right? So never get awed or never get, never lose our confidence in what we are doing. Nobody knows what the future is. Absolutely nobody knows what the future is, right? And now there's a choice that we all have, right? And especially at the age that all of you people are, this choice is a very important choice to make. Either we keep on chasing and being with people who are chasing the I at the end, the Armanis, the Gucci's, Maseratis, and Audis, or we think of this: do you want to leave a mark, or this? The choice is yours, and I leave you with this choice. Thank you. And with this, I'm happy to take any questions, doubts that you have. I think we have around 10 minutes, and I'm still not able to switch on my video. But with my audio, I'm happy to take your questions.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed very informative. We would now proceed towards answering your queries. Please post your questions in the chat box. All your doubts will be answered accordingly.
At least now I can see, you people. So feel free to switch on your videos and ask questions. I'll be happy to answer your, answer each of your questions. Now, come on, you people have some doubts. You people have some, ideas in your mind already. Feel free to ask. I'm sure some of you have some scratchy ideas or crappy idea that you already have, and you're working on it silently.
So we
Yes,
had a few questions from the members only. So while
sure.
floating up the form, they have asked these questions. So first is, what are the various options in which we can do entrepreneurship using psychology?
Wonderful. If you understand uh, AI or ML, artificial intelligence, it is all about psychology. The greatest uh, thing that psychology can provide is to create artificially intelligent robots which are good at heart. Just think about this. This is a little complex. Just think about this. If mankind is able to create artificially intelligent robots, what will these artificially intelligent robots do? They learn from their surroundings. We all understand that what is artificial intelligence? It learns itself from its surroundings. Now imagine the surrounding is corrupt, the surrounding is unhealthy. What happens to that robot? The robot becomes corrupt, the robot becomes unhealthy in multiple ways. Now, what can psychology do here? Now, psychology can provide with solutions to create artificial intelligence softwares, etc., move in the right direction so that the artificially built robot or software can differentiate between the good and the bad. The future is going to be extremely complex, and psychology can be one of the most critical sciences of the future. So here is your answer.
Thank you, sir. I think Bhavini, you can just unmute yourself and ask the question.
I think she got dropped.
So we have a question in the chat box from Ragini.
Okay.
How can it be helpful for the instrumentation course student? Basically, entrepreneurship and innovation.
Sorry, I'm not from the instrumentation field, so if you can just in one line tell me what exactly that program is. What
Ragini,
what is
can you
what is
please? Because,
instrumentation?
yeah, because I'm from management field, so I'm also
Sure. So
yeah.
whoever asked this question, if she can just kind of in one line elaborate as to what instrumentation is. Okay, we can pick up something else till she likes to share it with us.
Till then, sir, we also had one more question from the responses. So, how can entrepreneurship improve personal growth? And being in the entrepreneurship field means being innovative.
Okay, there are two questions. One, how can entrepreneurship improve us as individuals? And What is the second question you said?
Being in the entrepreneurship field, does it mean like being innovative?
Okay. So one, being an entrepreneur actually takes you through a journey where you are your own boss in more than one ways. Not the traditional way that I don't do a job, I don't work for someone. I'm not saying that. What it means is that here you have to be, you will be responsible for the success and failure of what you are doing. You will be responsible for the growth of what you are doing, right? And you will be responsible for the people who are working with you, right? So it actually builds a better person of you. It brings out, because you face a lot of hardships while building something as an entrepreneur, it brings out your real character outside. It helps you learn to take success and failure both as part of the game, and improve yourself as a person, right? Because success happens, failure happens. So entrepreneurship actually in a way builds you as a person into a team player, into a leader, into an innovator, etc. Now, does innovation and entrepreneurship go hand in hand? I would say no, in the traditional sense. You can just do what the world is doing and still be good at it. If you go to the traditional markets that we have, right, where you see a jewelry shop and in the same lane you have 10 other jewelry shops, right? All of them are entrepreneurs, right? They are all doing what they are doing for themselves. Are they doing something new? Not at all. They are all selling jewelry, that's it. The only difference is the variety might be different, the quality may be different. So you don't have to be an innovator to be entrepreneur, but if you are an innovator and you can transport that innovation into entrepreneurship, nothing like it. Yes, there was a question in the chat.
Yes, sir. Is it always necessary for an innovator to shift towards entrepreneurship as an outlet? Are there any other ways?
So in today's time, there are no fixed rules for everything, for anything, right? So you can be part of a company, okay, and innovate for the company. While the company grows, you are playing your own role, for which you are making money out of it, right? If you see the art industry or film industry, a lot of stuff that people do is creative, is innovative, right? But then you are part of the unit, you are part of the entire crew, so you're doing your job, you're getting your money for that, and you're part of the entire team. That's okay. There are no fixed rules for anything. Any more questions? Any more doubts? I think we have 2 minutes more. I have another meeting at 6, so I'll be truly glad if you have any questions. More than happy to answer them.
So I have a question. So can you please let me know, like being the students, like we have juniors also with us today, first year. So this is their first session. So if we want to go ahead with something innovative, so how to start with it?
So you want to kind of create something so that you allow everyone to be innovative, something like that, or a
Yes.
society or something like that.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I think as seniors, Khushbu, it is your responsibility to create something like that for your own batch and for the juniors that have come into the college. So yes, you should do something like that. What I will suggest you do is you create a society or a group where people come with innovative ideas and not end there. You should have discussions around it, have healthy discussions around it. Those people who would like to create something out of it, now be it a product, be it a service, be it just a project, let them do it. Don't judge them whether they will succeed or fail. It is for them to succeed or kind of, not be successful. That's okay. Failure is not shameful. I encourage people to fail. In fact, a lot of startup, uh, you know, uh, platforms, they celebrate failure. They have sessions where the founders have to come and share how they failed, and when they share how they failed, people clap. That is the crux of innovation. That success and failure does not decide innovation, right? So if you can create this kind of a platform where people can come, innovate, succeed, fail, and they can share it with the entire group, nothing like it. It can start as a group of 10, 15 people, that's fine, but build it today so that 2 years, 3 years down the line, this entire organization kind of shares or is known for its innovation and entrepreneurship spirit.
Truly agree with you, sir. I also believe like no idea is vague. So, like while executing the ideas, we of course in the line we get to know a lot and learn a lot. So,
Absolutely. And sadly, in our society, failure is unfortunately kind of given a bad name. But I personally feel anyone who fails should actually be celebrated. The person tried to do something and failed, right? A lot of us kind of would be happy watching Netflix and do nothing. Now, someone who tried and failed deserves a little more applause, a little more, celebration.
Okay, sir. So I have a question. Like many times, like I have seen when there's a webinar and the webinar is being taken by any incubation cell for any college. So people are not very much comfortable sharing their ideas in the fear that they'll get uh, copied, and thus they cannot move forward with that idea, and they could not take help of incubation cells also. Like some colleges like Shahid Sukhdev has a very good incubation cell, and people do have very good ideas, but they do not tell the ideas very openly and do not discuss it, and thus cannot move forward with this. So how can we overcome this fear of getting copied?
I'll give you a simple example. Do you think Google was the first search engine?
No.
Was Facebook the first social network? Yes, right? So all those who bother about their ideas getting stolen, don't bother. People can copy you, as I said, but they can make nothing beyond that. Never worry about people copying your idea, because someone who has created the idea knows the good part of the idea, the difficult part of the idea, and the challenges of the idea. Somebody who is copying it has no clue about all of that, right? So don't worry about if somebody copies your idea and all of that. Just don't worry about it. For you, if you want to succeed, share your ideas openly and see if people join you. That's something you should kind of focus on. See if people can join you, can resonate with your idea, and come together and build with you.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, sir, for answering our questions. It was really helpful.
Thank you so much.
The Institution Innovation Council extends sincere gratitude to Mr. Nischal Kapadia for delivering this session today and enlightening us about the career opportunities of entrepreneurship and innovation. Thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining us. We are grateful for learning experience that you provided. We extend our deepest thanks to our principal ma'am, Dr. Payal Mago, for being a pillar and support and strength. We would also like to extend our heartiest thanks to all the teachers for their constant support and motivation. Last but not the least, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the audience for showing their keen interest in the webinar. We hope it provides you with the great learning outcomes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here, and I'm glad that all of you attended, and I'm sure something would have triggered in your mind, and you will be on the path of creating a beautiful future for yourself. All the best to all of you people.
Thank you, sir. The session was really very great.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys. So now, if you guys have any questions, hope you like the session. So if you guys have any questions, so now you can ask related to IIC.
Any kind of question related to the team, to the activities is welcome. So please do ask questions and clear up your mind.
The when audition round start.
The form is open till 21st. So after that, we will be scheduling the personal interview rounds. We'll try to wind it up within December only.
Okay, the
Okay, Khushbuti, we have a question. Does IIC come under the societies of the college? Please explain.
Yes, of course. I told you, na. Basically, IIC is an initiative taken by ministry. So IIC SRCASW, of course, itself comes under the society of our college. It's not like separated from college.
Okay, Didi, thank you.
Okay, we have one more question. What type of questions we will be asking in the interview round? So the questions will be normal, like you just have to tell us about yourself and what you do, and we'll just see basic skills, and then accordingly, you guys will be shortlisted for the team. So we will be putting up the recruitment form within the chat box also, although the recruitment form has been shared with you in the orientation group. So you guys can start filling out the recruitment form. And I think there were a few questions before asked by Khushi Diksha. Yeah, we have one question like, how will IIC help us and how we can contribute to this society as a first year student? So guys, we are here to train you. आई नो सब लोग 11-12 से ही आए हैं, ठीक है. सो अभी किसी को इतना कुछ स्किल्स वगैरह का नहीं पता होगा. सो वी आर हियर टू ट्रेन यू एज योर सीनियर्स. विल लेट यू नो कि क्या कैसे वर्किंग होती है आईआईसी की, एंड देन यू विल बी मोल्डिंग योर सेल्फ विद इन द टीम्स. So the teams, like whatever teams you will be filling in the recruitment form, accordingly you will be assigned your teams after the PI round. Diksha, you had a question like which societies are named. I'm not able to get your question. So can you please reframe it, or you can just unmute yourself? Apart from it, Utsav have put the recruitment form in the chat box. So the deadline is till 21st December, and I would totally recommend all of you to share it within your peer groups and your first year batch, because this recruitment is for first years only. So we would be, loving to have the responses and see your responses and interact with you. Any informal question you want to ask, you can go ahead with it. Okay, we have one more question. Taking part in the society will be time consuming. Okay, so I'll try to answer this question in a different way. See, guys, you guys are thinking like academics is not everything, okay? If you want to develop your personality and know about the corporate world, then you should join the societies, okay? I'm just not talking about IIC, but all the societies. As I already told you, like you just have to be a part of two societies, and I would totally recommend all of you to join at least two societies, because before that students can join more societies too, but this is just to I can say not to burden you with the society work, and you can also focus on your academic work. That's why this thing happened, like you can just be a part of two societies, and I would recommend you to take part in the societies. And of course it's not like time consuming, it's just you just have to manage your time. You just know how to manage your time, then you'll be able to cope up with the society work and your academics. Because here in in the societies, whatever activities have been organized, it's for students only. Yeah, right. See, Utsav also told like you'll get the exposure. So you can ask your seniors informally also. You can just ping any of us up for uh, l- for getting to know about IIC or this college or society things. So you can get to know about it better. Any more questions? Okay, I think you guys don't have any questions now. So if you guys come up with any, you can just ping us up on WhatsApp. We will be active there. And you can also get in touch with us through Insta and follow our IAC social media handles. We are there on YouTube also, apart from at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So you can just Okay, we have one more question, Nidhi. Of course, it's an active society. If you have gone through our social media handles, so तुम्हें उससे पता चल गया होगा कि क्या क्या. Within the span of 6 months, we have conducted approx 20 things, like 20 activities. So you can from that also you can just grab this thing like what actually IIC is doing, and that video was also shown for this purpose only. And of course, one more thing I forgot to highlight is that ministry gives scorings, ratings to all IIC institutions. So in our session, we have got 4-star rating out of 5, which is the maximum an HEI could get because of the normalization process which took place because of COVID. So we got the highest rating. So you just can get a knack of it, like if we got the 4-star rating from the ministry, so of course it's an active society. Okay guys, I think we can wind it up now. So thank you guys for joining us. It was a great time interacting with you all. Hope you liked the session. You can share your feedbacks, because I think this was your first session while after entering the college.